Jump in on this. Welcome to the champion mentality. You have entered champion mentality. Be great, become excellent. Just jumping on here real quick. We got some NCAA Division One men's basketball transfer portal updates. A few. It's a long list of them. We're just gonna give you a few. Also, gonna give you a few takeaways from NCAA Division One women's basketball transfer portal updates. We call it portal combat, right? On the women's side, it is the what? It is the transfer portal frenzy that Dawn Staley and her Gamecocks have created, the Gamecock effect, right? And then on the men's side, it is University of Connecticut Huskies creating that effect, that ripple. They went back to back. So anytime you have so many people in the transfer portal, there's a cause and effect. It comes from some place or something stirs that. And so we go here. There is, and on the men's side, there was 1,084 that entered the portal. 1,084 basketball players that entered the portal, and right now we have 36% have committed. So that is that 391 uh, basketball players have committed to a new school, and 7 have withdrawn. So I don't know if they go back, if their team wants them back. I don't know if that's a bad taste in the mouth, but we'll see how that pans out. We're not talking about those 7 because anytime you jump into the portal, it's just you're at the casino, you're gambling with the house's money or with somebody else's money, really, right? And then it all depends on if you already have an NIL. Does that NIL travel with you? So all those little different things. So moving on, it's great to see you. Uh, This Wednesday we have a great show coming up. Talk about what's good coaching, high school, college, and pro level. So breaking that down. Our special guest will be Cess Talk Sports. Please check her out. She has some great stuff. She is grinding in the business. Hats off to her. She does some great stuff. Again, Wednesday show, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. You don't want to miss it. A great special show. It is What is Good Coaching? We'll be just discussing it. We'll be looking for some input from the audience from Cess Talk Sports. It'll be what is good coaching, right? Um, and that will be on the high school, college, and pro level. Again, for those who just joining, we're talking about in the men's transfer portal, there was 1,084 in the portal, 391 have committed to new schools, and 7% have withdrawn. And we're like, did the team take them back? Is it done for them? Like, what kind of taste does that put in their mouth? And we'll see. We'll see. Those 7 who have withdrawn, do they go back to the team, say, I'm sorry? Or what does that look like? I don't know. So fill me in if you know what that looks like. Uh, so here we go. We're just going to mention a few names here, and then we'll switch it for men's basketball. We got Rowan Brumball. He transferred from Georgetown. He went to Tulane Green Wave. He's originally from Massachusetts, so hope that works out for him. Chauncey Jenkins went from Old Dominion. He upgraded. Okay, went to Old Dominion. Now he's transferred to Seton Hall Pirates, and his rating is 91.6. Okay. TJ Power transferred from Duke to Virginia Cavaliers, so he stays in the ACC. He's at a 97.65 rating. Trey Edmonds transferred from the University of Tennessee, San Antonio to Minnesota Golden Gophers. You got Caleb Lohner transferred from Baylor University to Utah Utes. I think that's a downgrade, but we'll see. Sometimes people need that to play better in their space and what works for them. We got J.J. Taylor. He transfers from Memphis. He transferred from Memphis to the University of Central Florida Knights. His rating is about as he's a small forward. His rating is about at a 92.89 with that, and so that's a parallel equal transfer for Duma Thiero. He was at University of Kentucky. He goes from SEC to an SEC school. He transfers to the Razorbacks with his coach. He follows Calipari. Okay. Colin Smith goes from Vanderbilt to University of California, Santa Barbara, the Gauchos. I think that's almost a parallel pick. Vanderbilt is Vanderbilt in the SEC is really a mid-major on steroids. That's what they are. Um, really that's what they are. The mid-major on steroids. Davion Smith is going from Utah to St. John's. Let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade you. Good job for that young man. He is definitely upgrading his opportunity to go and play jobs to Utah. I think that's an upgrade for him. From the U, Norchad Omiar is from the U going to Boston, Baylor Bears from Miami University to Baylor Bears. So I think that's an upgrade. I think okay. Let's see if he'll do well. He's a junior, 6'7", small forward. Okay, Khalif Battle going from Arkansas to Gonzaga Bulldogs. I mean, that's a 50-50, but we got to work to do what's for you. Uh, Clifford Omaria going from Rutgers to Alabama. Alabama was in the Final Four. Couldn't get it done. Hopefully, adding this, hopefully they'll help him get him over the hump. We'll see. Not him. Hopefully, he could be a part of that process. Uh, Carlton Lingard going from University of Texas San Antonio to San Francisco Dons. Okay, and that is some commitments from started today on the 6th to the 4th. We'll finish out the 4th here. Those who made commitments on May 4th. Nate Santos, originally from Connecticut. Uh, He's one of the 7 that withdrawn, so Dayton back to Dayton. So we'll see how that plays out. If he gets to stay, if he gets some playing time, we'll see how to play. Right now, I'm keeping the track of my Knicks here, and it looks like the Knicks are down 4 going into the half here. Down 4 going into the half. So I'm a Knicks fan. Jalen Warley's from Pennsylvania originally, so he's going from Florida State to Virginia, maybe getting closer to become a Cavalier. He's a junior point guard, 6'4". See what that looks like for him. R.J. Melendez is going from Georgia to Mississippi State. He's a junior, 6'7". Originally from Florida, Kissimmee, Florida. Okay. Matt Cross from UMass to Mustangs on 5-3 on May 3rd. He made that commitment. He's from the New Hampshire area, played at Brewster's Academy. Our Savior Lutheran, Posh Alexander, went from Butler to Dayton Flyers. He played with Gary Grant there. Hope that's a better thing. He's a senior, 6 foot senior point guard, point guard, as they say. Tyron Lawrence from Sunrise Christian he's from Madison, Georgia. Going from Vanderbilt to Georgia, I think that's an upgrade. He stays in SEC, right? Duke Miles, Robert from Alabama area. He's going from High Point to Oklahoma, so he's got an upgrade. And congratulations to him. So those are a few there. Then Wayne McKinney is going to San Diego State from San Diego, so stays in the state. He's from Coronado, California, so that is an upgrade because in the past few years, San Diego State hasn't been a competitor in the NCAA tournament, so that is an upgrade for him, and hopefully he gets the time he needs, gets the shine he needs, and good luck to Wayne McKinney. Max Shuga from Ukraine, going from VCU to Villanova Wildcats. That's a little bit of an upgrade because you play a little bit more TV time if you're Villanova, right? You get a little more TV exposure. He is senior 6 foot senior point guard. Sean Stewart leaving Duke. It's been a big exodus out of Duke. He left Duke, go to Ohio State. He's from Orlando, played at Mount Vernon, which is Orlando, Florida. Elijah Gray is going from Fordham to Temple Owls. He's a sophomore, 6'6", small forward. Okay, so there is some highlights and some updates. We'll be brief, just bringing you a little bit of what's going on in the transfer portal or portal combat, as they call it. We'll switch over here to the women's basketball. I will go back to April 29th. We'll start with Ohio State grad transfer Ricky Harris. Transfers to Dayton. Okay. Michigan State transfer Bree Robinson. She's a 5'8" freshman combo 1-2 guard. She has committed to uh, James Madison. So as a little, she goes from the Big Ten, and I think James Madison is Sunbelt. So that's a downgrade, but the downgrade may be the upgrade for her. More playing time, could do more, contribute to our team. So that's not always a negative. There's some bonuses in going to what fits you, right? UAB transfer Denham D. Shields has committed to Mississippi State, and she is the sister of WNBA player Diamond DeShields. Diamond DeShields was very good player at the college level. She's very effective in the WNBA. So let's see, like sister, like sister. There's transfers committed to Oregon. Amina Muhammad, 6'4" from Texas. Nana Falatia, 5'9", junior guard. Okay, she's transferred. She's coming in from BYU to Oregon, and then Ari Long. She's a 6 foot freshman forward shooting guard wing. She's a combo, and she's transferring to Oregon from Washington. So Oregon is trying to reload the Ducks, trying to make it happen. Okra, Oldacra. Okay, we got a transfer from Miami. It's going to Texas. She's a 6'6" sophomore senior center. Uh, she's going to Texas, and Vic Schaefer's trying to get ready for LSU, uh, South Carolina, Florida is looking good. They're looking good in Ole Miss. So we'll see. We'll see if the pieces fall in place for these. Her name is Kyla Oldcare, Oldacre. She is transferring from Miami to Texas. Um, Reagan Beers is transferred. Reagan Beers, of course, went from Oregon State. She broke it down to UConn and decided that Oklahoma is a better fit. I believe that's a better fit. Oklahoma is going to be in the SEC. So I don't know if Reagan's ready to see that physicality. We'll see. Uh, Grad transfer Anaya Poole. She's from North Carolina. She's going to Clemson, which is ACC. There's a new coach. The former coach from Chattanooga, is now at Clemson. They let go of Amanda Butler at the end of the season. Inez Betancourt, 5'9", sophomore point guard from UConn. She's from Portugal. She is ended up in the WCC. She's in Kazaga. So I think that's a good fit for her. I think sometimes you got to look and see that the change and direction of the program going, I don't fit in that piece, or it doesn't fit my style, or it may diminish some of my playing time. And so I believe she will get a lot of playing time on as Betancourt. Oregon State transfer to Lila Allenhofen, 5'11", senior guard for Washington. Of course, committed to South Carolina with the Stanford term, Kiki Irfan. So I think that's going to be a good tandem. The only question is, will they gel fast enough to get the results that Southern California women's basketball is looking for with Juju Watkins, right? And I'm mature. I know Juju's going to get in that weight room. She's going to work on that shot. It's no more nerds, right? They're bringing in all McDonald's and some high touted transfer portal transfers for the transfer portal. Let's look at Florida State transfer Lucia Navarro. She's a combo wing and a forward. She has committed to Oregon State, so there is some life for Oregon State after you had a big exodus from Oregon State as well. So sometimes it takes you get some pieces fall in place, but not right now. It doesn't look as good, but there some pieces gradually falling in place for Oregon State. Maya Moore, 5'6" redshirt sophomore point guard from Alpharetta. She's from Alpharetta, Georgia. She's into the portal out of University of Alabama, Birmingham, and that's the American Athletic Conference that UAB is in. And she began her college career at Mississippi State, so she hasn't committed to anybody yet. Roxanne McColo, she is a 5'10" grad shooting guard wing combo from Quebec. She's entered the portal as a grad transfer out of Southern California. Started her college career at Purdue, then TCU, and now USC. Now she's got one more school she's looking for. Obviously, she felt like um, as a grad that she doesn't fit in that puzzle, and that's fine. So best hope everything worked well and she gets a school that fits how she wants to finish her career. Utah transfer Laney White, 5'11", sophomore guard from Urban, California. It's going to Tech. So Tech seems to be loaded up a little bit there. You got Villanova transfer Christina Dulce, 6'2" junior forward from Edison, New Jersey, from my home state. She is committed to Maryland. So Brenda Freeze is gradually reloading. The question is Brenda Freeze willing to adapt to the NIL and change a little bit her coaching philosophy? Because she can be a great coach. It's just is she's willing to adapt and soften up so she get the results. I say soften up, relate to the generation of players that you're recruiting and that's playing now, and the generational talent that we have now. UCLA transfer Christine Nwala, 6'2", sophomore center from San Antonio, Texas. She's at Ole Miss. So Coach Yo at Ole Miss she's working on a recipe there. And Ole Miss has also signed Star Jacobs from University of Arkansas Pine Bluff and Dee Dee Hagman from Michigan State. So they have a plethora, a well-balanced transfer palette. At this time, that brings us up to the major, and then Amari DeBerry. We got to mention this transfer, Amari DeBerry from UConn, which she was very effective. She's from Williamsburg, 6'2", junior, 4'5" poor. She committed to Maryland too, so that is a great pickup from Maryland. So Maryland looks to be in it. Also, KK Bradford from Notre Dame, she withdrew out of the portal, right? Max. So at this point, it is hurry up and wait for a lot of people. We'll get an update on what the numbers look like. There is quite a few. So at this point, we had for the women's side, you had 1,338 in the portal. Grad transfers, you had 418 grad transfers in the portal. Okay. Uh, Here's some interesting stats. Previously transferred D1 to D1, from D1 school to D1 school, is 278 women's basketball players. D1 schools that had at least one women's basketball player transfer, it's been 339 that had at least one. Transfers with new schools noted, 602 right now. D1 to D1 transfers, 562. D1 to non-D1 transfers, 40. Okay, here we go. D1 to Division D2 transfers, 22. D1 to D3 transfers, 5. D1 to NAIA, National Athletic Intercollegiate Association, 9. D1 to JUCO, sometimes that happens. Get your life together, 2. D1 to Canadian University, 2. D1 schools that added at least one Division 1 transfer, 251. Here, and then you may ask, how many withdrew their name from the transfer portal? 34. Okay. You have D2 to D1 transfers, 25. D3 to D1, 2. That's a rare jump. NAIA to Division 1, 2. United Small Schools Athletic Association transferred to D1. You actually have one transfer. You always will get a generational talent. If you can play, they will find you. non-US university to a Division 1. So we know it here. I was listening to a podcast earlier. Uh, Coach Jackson, she's Division 1 assistant coach, and one thing she says, men or women's, but we're just finishing up the women's report. If you get in the portal, you better have a plan, right? If the initial schools you had, what is your backup? So if you don't go D1 to D1, what is your plan B? Is it D1 to D2? Is it D1 to NAI? And so we look here, there's no guarantees when you get into this. It's portal. That's why I call it portal combat, because you're fighting for your life, you're fighting for your next opportunity when you get in here. Nothing is guaranteed. I wish nothing but the best for these students, for these basketball players that get in here, because they're pursuing a passion and pursuing an opportunity to do it to the most highest exposure, that into the position that exposes their talent and fits in the level that fits their talents and their abilities. And it's not easy finding a coach and program and teammates, right? Sometimes you don't, in high school, you don't get that privilege wherever, unless you play at a private school or you're a highly talented recruited. In high school, if you're like me, you come from public school, you're stuck with the teammates you have. But here in college, it's put together based off of the formula and the offense and the system that the coaches like to run. But on the other side of this, I have to just say and just echo the words of Coach Jackson, of Coach Candace Jackson. She's a Division 1 assistant college coach, and she said, and she's at a mid major, and she said is, I hope that these players have a plan, because if you're stuck, you're stuck in a portal. That's what people, I think they don't realize. Or you transfer down, right? If you're Division 1, you transfer down because opportunity to play, continued education, and probably get most of your education paid. So there are no guarantees in this portal. So the NIL has caused, so some people feel like, yes, the NIL has caused this frenzy of Mortal Kombat, because people are looking for how many minutes and how much I'm getting paid, right? And that's mainly for your Power Five. There's no more Power Five. That's for your Power 4 conference. That's what is going on now. Your quote unquote Power 4, because Pac-12 is gone, so it's only Power 4. So it'll be interesting to see who will be the rising Power 5. There's going to be a conference that's going to be deemed as a Power 5. It's coming. Wait and see. Don't be discouraged. Wait, it is coming. It's going to be a conglomerate of schools, and that'll be your next Power 5. It's just a matter of time, right? And so, on that note, today you've heard of the different men's basketball student transfers and transfer, right? And then bad goes with them, their NIL, their endorsements, right? It's endorsements on the college level, right? And so they're committed to them, but you jump in that portal, you got to go play somewhere else, and then you got to go play where your NIL and the market, they match or they marry well together, right? So I'm very excited. Again, we're coming to a close. Remember, Wednesday, 8 p.m., we got a great show with Seth Talks, and we'll be talking about what is good coaching. So this is the time on Wednesday at 8 p.m. What is good coaching? High school, college, and pro level. This is what interactive time. When you jump on, we want you to be interactive, and we want to get your ideas of what is good coaching. Uh, Here's the thing, we're going to leave with a motivational thought for today. For those of you who check it, make sure you click that like button, send your love, spread the word. If you enjoy the content, we appreciate you here at Champion Mentality. We appreciate you just bringing the sincere honesty and cold truth of what it's like sometimes in the sports world. So the motivational thought for today is at the end of the day, you got to be the best version of you to bring the best of what you have, to pay it forward to others, to create opportunities, because nobody's going to give me an opportunity, but I got to suit up and show up and make sure I get in the way for all the right reasons, right? So until next time, be great in your preparation, become excellent in your performance. Champion mentality.